Sorry, I've been talking, looking or reading through my talking points. Hi YouTube, Crystal Tanga. It's been a while since I have posted a YouTube video. I've worked on a few videos, but because of self-critiquing, every time I edit it out, I look at it and I think to myself, oh, this looks like garbage. I'm just gonna check that out. But because you're seeing this video, it means that I have lived through the cringes of listening to my voice and actually think this video is somewhat worthy for people to view. Besides that, today is also Cleaning Tuesday, and usually Cleaning Tuesday is when I'm cleaning gear, looking at it, and I'm sort of prompted to shoot a video. And usually Cleaning Tuesday, when I'm cleaning, I'm thinking about lots of stuff in my head, and these things I usually don't have an outlet, so I'm outletting everything here. So recently I made an update. Well, it wasn't recent, it was like 10 months ago. It was in January or late December. I sort of made an upgrade in terms of photography because my 1DX only has about 20 megapixels, 21 megapixels I think, and I've always wanted to shoot product images where the megapixel counts, where you need that very tiny small detail. And the other camera that I had was a 6D, or is a 6D, but I needed something that would bump my photography to something of significant change. So I wanted to upgrade. The only camera body in the Canon line at the time was the 5DS or the 5DSR. I've always wanted to get a 5DSR. I mean, 50 megapixels is incredible, and I've always wanted to have them. And I thought that it would be an incredible addition to my toolkit. So I then went ahead and purchased the 5DS, and honestly, it's been really incredible. It's been terrible in some areas, especially when we go out. But for the reasons why I bought it internally inside my studio, oh, it's fantastic. So today I'm going to be talking about one of the 7 reasons I think someone should upgrade their gear or upgrade their camera for a photographer. So if you're shooting still images, there is usually no reason as why you could upgrade your gear in a very long time. And I'm talking about maybe a camera system, not lenses. Lenses, I think, always need to be upgraded, especially depending on what you're doing. But I think when it comes to a camera body, they usually could take you about maybe 6 years without you needing drastic improvement in what you're shooting. Number one, the reason as to why I think someone would be required to upgrade their gear is if their camera is broken. So sometimes when your camera is broken is when you go back into your settings and you think to yourself, okay, I've been using this camera for a very long time and it's broken. It gives me a reason for me to upgrade to another system. If you broke your camera, for example, a 60, and you've been shooting with that thing for about 5 years, if you buy another 60, then there is clearly something wrong going on, or you just love a 60. But usually when you break your camera, it gives you a reason for you to upgrade your system. That means that you've probably been saving for the last couple of years, looking at something that you've always wanted to buy, but because you still have this camera body and it works really good for you, you don't see a reason for you to upgrade to another system. So once your camera is broken, that could be a motivator for you to grab another upgraded version of the camera. Number 2, change in work. Probably you've been a studio photographer and everything that you've been working around you has been meticulously planned. You have studio equipment around you, you have strobes that control your environment, and now you're shifting your work towards the outside. For example, you're maybe becoming a nature photographer, you're becoming a wedding photographer, you're becoming a sports photographer, basically switching from just pressing one shutter and getting everything that you need, but now relying on the number of images in one press. For For example, if you've used a 1DX Mark II, which is my go-to camera, especially when I'm shooting wildlife, or if I'm shooting any fast-moving subjects, I'll use a 1DX Mark II, because with one click of a button I could have about 10 frames already taken. That means it's really hard for me to miss a subject, as opposed to having your camera locked onto a subject. For example, if you shoot food in a studio, you have your camera locked onto the subject and you only press the shutter because you need one image to review and then shoot another one. In the outside world, you don't have a chance to review the image you've shot. If you're looking at a lion going for a kill, you don't shoot one image and say, how does that look? You want to shoot as many images as possible, and sometimes you nail the perfect image, or you nail the perfect frame, so something like that. So if you're changing careers, or if you're changing work, predominantly maybe shooting from studio to shooting outside, you might need to change your camera gear. So that could be a motivation for you to change your body from, let's say, a 5D to 60, to 1DX Mark II. Sorry. Number 3, when you're buying your first camera. Okay, I know, because you'll be like, when I'm buying my first camera, I'm not upgrading. Once you choose to buy your own camera to pursue photography, it means that you have been working under someone. It means that you have analyzed all the equipment that they have. Maybe you don't like the equipment that they have, or maybe you want to go a step further on the body that they have and you want to buy your own body. Sometimes you want to get the best of the gear, because you now have an understanding of how long you need to have a body for. So you're going for a more robust camera body that are going to push them for the next 5 years without them needing to spend gear on another equipment, if that makes sense. Switching brands. For example, if I was switching from my Canon brand heading over to maybe a Nikon or Fuji or Sony, I am going to go for something that I haven't been achieving with the Canon. I'm not going to step back to get the first Sony cameras. No, I'm going to go all out for the new cameras, for the new Sony bodies, because I want the top of the line cameras. So if I was changing from one brand to another, I want something that is close to what I've had, but much better. And I think that would persuade me to upgrade my camera. Return on investment. So when your camera that you've been shooting with has finally given you back your investment, let's say if you have a savings account where you take a percentage of the money that you've gotten from a gig to say, okay, if I take 40% of for the next, let's say 20 or 30 or 40 shoots, would I be able to buy a new camera, or will I be able to upgrade to another body that I like? And if the current body has returned the investment that you put in to begin with, then I think that guarantees for another upgrade. You wouldn't want to buy the same body unless there isn't any upgrade that you feel that you desperately need. But if there was an upgrade that you felt that you desperately needed, the return on investment would give you a reason to get that body. It means that if you invest your money on something that is more expensive, got more capabilities, means that you're going to be maybe booking more jobs or doing twice the level of work that you've been doing. So it makes sense for you to upgrade from the body that you've been on to another body that you've always wanted to shoot with. The other reason as why someone would upgrade to a new camera body if they were given a free one. So for example, if you are a brand ambassador and you represent a brand, if you're working with Canon, if you're working with Nikon, and every camera that comes out, or if you're an influencer and brand wants to give you a free update, because when they give you an update, you go and rave about it on YouTube or on Instagram, and then the brand gets more sales from that, then of course they'll give you an upgrade and you upgrade your camera, which is what everyone probably that is doing on YouTube is sort of thinking about. If I could just get that one Canon camera or one brand to, and probably number 8 if you're just freaking rich and you just have lots of money to splash around, and it doesn't matter how many camera bodies you have, but you just want every camera body that comes out, just like we have become in this world where everything that comes out and looks cool, we just want to buy it. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you liked it or if it meant something to you, go ahead and give it a likes up, and if you didn't like it, there is nothing I can do about that. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. That could be next month, that could be next week, who knows. Peace out, bye.